Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
Behind the back to Jaren for the flush.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane three. Yes, sir. Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
If I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, downtown Memphis, FedEx Forum. Bennett Doyle producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for game 2 of a scheduled 82, because we got it tonight. Toyota Center in Houston. Dillon Brooks, Steven Adams on one side, but only one of them is expected to play. The Grizzlies on the other. 7 o'clock tip. We'll get you ready in just a second. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes, going to be joined by Jessica Benson. She, of course, is the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. That's weekdays at 8 a.m. on Grind City Media. She joins me in the second segment on Fridays. Today is Friday. The second segment is coming up. Jessica Benson going to be here in about 20 minutes. When I finish talking to Jessica, I'll take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Game 1 of what's been called a Dream World Series is tonight. Yankees-Dodgers in Los Angeles. We'll get you ready for that in about 40 minutes. A former Clippers strength and conditioning coach is suing the franchise in a case that is tied to Kawhi Leonard. This probably won't end well for the Clippers. I'll give you the details a little later on in the show. James Wiseman, former University of Memphis player for a minute, he suffered a torn Achilles. It's now confirmed. Been nothing but bad for this dude since he quit the team at Memphis in his 1 season of college basketball. We'll spend some time on that in the third segment. Lil Durk is in jail because of an alleged murder for hire plot. Crazy story. Free Durk, I guess. Get you updated on that one in just a bit. And rest in peace, Amir Abdur-Rahim, the USF men's basketball coach. The reigning American Athletic Conference Coach of the Year died yesterday at the age of 43. Super sad stuff. I'll tell you a little bit about him during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carryout. We'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because Game 2 of a scheduled 82 is tonight in Houston. Grizz-Rockets, Toyota Center. The Rockets are listed as 3.5-point favorites. Tip scheduled for a little after 7 o'clock. If you're wondering, Jaren Jackson Jr. is listed as doubtful. That's an upgrade from out. He was listed as out heading into Game 1. Doubtful for Game 2. On the other side, Dillon Brooks is listed as probable, so we should see him tonight. Steven Adams, I got bad news. If you were hoping to see Steven Adams play professional basketball for the first time, I guess since he appeared in a preseason game for the Grizzlies prior to last season, just for a second, not going to happen tonight. He's out.
What's going on with him?
He's got a calf strain. His calf is strained a little bit.
Man, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the same.
You know,
I got a bad calf, a bad hammy.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Soft tissue, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ain't
tough.
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Just got to let it run its course.
It seems like something's always running its course with Steven Adams, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like everybody else, I love the guy. Like
everybody loves the guy.
But it's one of those things where at this point in his career, you kind of got to see it to believe that he's going to be able to play a long stretch of games.
I mean, in the 2022-23 season, which ended up being his final season that he actually played in the regular season for the Grizzlies, he only played in 42 games.
Yeah.
Last season, he played in 0, and now he's sidelined with a calf strain.
Hate it. Hope he gets better. Good luck, Steve-O.
I hope he gets better. So we won't get that. But, we'll probably get a nice moment pregame with John, Steven,
I actually am
having some sort of interaction.
Yeah, I actually am glad he's out tonight because I don't want Zach Edey in his second NBA game having to deal with Steven Adams tonight. That's never fun for opposing centers.
Well, Zach is not going to be facing too many people his size in the NBA, but Steven Adams is up there pretty close to it.
Yeah.
He's a big fella himself.
And he does not make it easy on you.
So we're not going to see Steven Adams tonight, but we will see, presumably, our old pal Dillon Brooks. Again, he's listed as probable. He's coming off of 1 of 6 effort in their season opening loss at home to Charlotte. The bad there is he only made 1 shot in his season debut. The good news, I think, if you're a Rockets fan, I'm just speaking from experience here. I'm trying to help you guys. He only took 6 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd like for him to make more than 1, obviously, but you don't mind him only taking 6.
So I wonder, another guy that I love and I'm excited to see him play tonight. I wonder if he's going to take like double that amount of shots tonight because it's the Grizzlies.
I couldn't speak to it. But I bet he liked.
If you were betting on it,
I bet he'd like to.
Yeah,
I bet
this could benefit the Grizzlies tonight.
Do you think he still gets?
Yes,
of course he does.
Yes,
you don't.
He's fired up for this game.
Okay, so who was your longest girlfriend before you met your wife?
I don't really know.
Well, let's put a name on it.
I'm not putting a name
on it. Let's call her Susie.
No, go ahead.
I'd like to call her Susie. You'll get the point. Surely you had a girlfriend at some point. Was your wife your first girlfriend?
No, she was not.
Okay, so you had other girlfriends. You ever break up with a girlfriend and you get broken up with? Like she tells you, because this is, if we're going to keep it accurate, this is kind of, the Grizzlies broke up with Dillon Brooks.
Yes.
They kind of just said, hey, we don't want you no more. You know, we had some good times with you. We had some rough times with you. We had some good times with you too. It wasn't all bad, but it's time for us to move on. They broke up with him. So you have you ever been broken up with?
Yes.
Okay. So now it hurts. It hurts, right? But here's my thing. Doesn't it hurt a little less a year later?
Yeah.
And then a year later, a little less. And then, then you look up at some point and you don't even think about it anymore.
Right.
You know, it's just like, I don't even think about it anymore. Like, I don't even think of you anymore.
Yeah.
Shouldn't being broken up with by an NBA franchise work similarly? Like that first time you see them after they told you they don't want to see you no more, you get you some juices flowing. But then after a while, it's like, all right, yeah, I remember you. How you been?
Yeah, I don't.
At some point, shouldn't it not matter as much?
Sure, I don't think this applies to Dillon Brooks. I think he finds his motivation in certain things. I do not think
he's the guy who can't move on.
No, I mean, keep in mind, once upon a time, he said that the big three in Memphis was him, Jaren, and Josh.
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah, so
wasn't that funny?
Obviously, there's still probably some some feelings and emotions attached to that whole situation. He's going to want to kill the Grizzlies tonight. But again, I think this could work out in the Grizzlies' favors because he's probably going to take 15 shots.
Oh, bring them on. Give me 25.
Right.
Bring me 25 for old time's sake.
Yeah. Now, listen, I know as inconsistent as he has been throughout his career, he can't get on a heater like that. I've seen it before. You've seen it before. So, again, I think this could work out in the Grizzlies' favor, but I'm not so sure.
I'm going to play law average. If he wants to take 25, I'll let him take 25.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, I know what it's like to be on the wrong side of Dillon Brooks taking 25 ill-advised shots a game.
Yes.
All right? I watched those for years.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't mind being on the right side of Dillon Brooks taking 25 shots a game. Get them up.
Yeah.
Get your shots up.
Get your shots up.
I just think after a while you should just move on a little bit. Like I remember I got broken up with one time, and then I saw her for the first time in a Blockbuster video. Mm-hmm. You know, we used to go to Blockbuster. If you wanted to watch a movie back in the day, you used to go to the store and rent one and take it back to your house.
We really lost something as a country.
I think we did.
We lost something as a country.
It ain't been the same since Dale died. You know that.
Or since Blockbuster went out of business.
You know that as well as I do.
Yep.
And I can still remember that today. I can remember, like, I'm over there looking at movies, and she was just right there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's like, oh, wow, I remember you. And then, like, you see him again 2 years later, and I was like, all right, whatever.
Right.
It just didn't matter anymore. I just didn't care. I just don't care. You don't think Dillon Brooks is going to get there?
No.
Maybe I'm just a little more mature than Dillon Brooks. You think that's it?
No, I don't think he's going to get. As long as Ja, Jaren, and Dez are a part of the core for the Memphis Grizzlies, no, I do not think he will get over it.
Of all the Dillon Brooks moments, I think that was my favorite one.
What?
When he genuinely believed and then expressed out loud, verbalized, that he thought there was a big three in Memphis, and it was Ja, Jaren, and him. Actually compared him to LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh in Miami. Mm-hmm. I think that was my favorite moment. Because that was the moment I knew. That was the moment I knew. And we all know people like this, but that was the moment I knew. This is a man who looks into a mirror, and he does not see the same thing everybody else sees.
I saw it.
Which I admire in some level.
I didn't think big three was a little extreme, but I enjoyed Dillon's time here. You know that.
Dillon Brooks putting himself into a group and then comparing that group to LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh is not a little extreme. It's outrageous. It's an outrageous thing to say. But I love that he said it. But that's when I knew. This is one of them fellas. He looks into the mirror and he don't see the same thing everybody else sees, which is I think on some level like probably a nice attribute.
Oh yeah, dude.
Having incredible belief in yourself.
You've got to have confidence to play in this league.
You got to have confidence to play in this league.
I mean,
come on, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if you got to have that much confidence to play in the league.
Fair enough.
Maybe a little less confidence would actually help you in the league. But what do I know?
Fair enough.
What do I know? Dillon Brooks is the one that went out and got a $20 million contract.
You're damn right he did.
What do I know?
Damn right he did.
What do I know? Maybe I should just shut up for a minute.
Yeah, I don't love the spot for the Grizzlies just because they're the Rockets coming off a home loss to the Hornets. Like that's they're 0-1. Like they're going to be Friday night home game.
Oh, it's the first Friday night home game of the season. It's going to be. The Toyota Center is going to be rocking.
I think it probably will be. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Look at me. Do I look scared?
No.
Do I look scared? Do I look scared?
We need Edie to take care of Alperen Sengun.
That dude went wild in the.
I know.
25 points and 18 rebounds?
Yeah, we need to see defensive stopper Zach Edey tonight.
I don't think that's what Zach Edey is.
I'm saying that's what we need to see.
Oh, no. I hope that's not what victory is reliant on.
I mean, in fairness, Zach Edey is like double the size of Sengun. Like he's like towers over that dude.
I hope it works.
Yeah.
I hope it works.
Okay.
I'm fired up.
I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun tonight.
It's going to be a fun night. Mm-hmm. Just a fun night.
Oh, dude, this sports weekend is awesome. There is so much going on this weekend.
Grizz-Rockets tonight.
Grizz-Rockets.
Game 1 of the World Series.
Yep.
SmackDown.
Yep.
What else do I need?
Yeah, there's some good college football game on tonight, too.
Boise State, UNLV.
matters for Memphis is if you still got college football playoff hopes. Yep, that's a big game.
If you want to know what it might have been like to join the new Pac-12 and have a nationally ranked Boise State coming into the Liberty Hole on a Friday night, well, you could look tonight on television. You get to see what that might have looked like.
Yeah.
I bet it's going to look okay.
Okay.
It's a big Friday night, Bennett.
It is. I'm excited.
I'm fired up. Let's see if Jessica Benson's fired up. She'll be in here next.
We have not talked to you since we got the big fella that's going to go next to you. What has impressed you about him, though? Just being on the same court with him, because you've watched him a lot in college. You got to see him. We got to see him very, very little in summer league.
Very quick twitch, like decision making. Yeah. No real fear of anything. Like very vocal, able to talk through the game. But I mean, like, do win Player of the Year twice. Like
I know.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Yellow laces, really bright yellow primary color. You got black on the trim and on the edges. I gotta get them. And you got some red there as well. Look at that right there, Mike. Look at that right there.
Man, look at that G. Look at that G, boy. That G is moving strong right there, too, man.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Bill Ford Tough studio. And on Fridays in the second segment, we're joined by the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurd. Weekdays, 8 o'clock, Grind City Media. It's Jessica Benson. Hey, Jessica Benson.
Hey, Gary Parrish.
I like your little hat. That's
Thank
a
you.
cute little hat you got
sweet
on.
hat.
Sweet
That's
hat.
awesome.
How you get one of those, you think?
I don't know. How do you get a parking spot?
Busted!
You ready? You ready? You ready? I didn't even have to ask for it.
Wow.
It was just handed to me.
There's so few things I can brag about, that like I get and you don't. And the fact that I got a bucket hat and you didn't, like I'm gonna live with it.
I want you to know that anytime I'm not using my parking spot,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome to it.
I so appreciate it. And anytime I'm not using this bucket hat, you are welcome. And it reverses.
Oh, really? Let's see.
Yeah. If you want to
That's
really
sweet.
have fun with it.
Oh man, I do
like
want to
that a
have
lot.
fun. If there's one
Jealous.
thing I like to have fun with, it's a good old bucket hat.
Reversible bucket
I
hat?
used to rock bucket hats. Don't talk to me.
I love a bucket hat.
I used to rock a
I did
bucket
too.
hat.
I did too. I had an Adidas one, that like the old school Adidas logo, the flower.
Ben had marijuana logo on his bucket hat.
I mean, I did have bucket hats, yes.
Did you have
and
a
chain
marijuana
wallets
logo?
And Jinkos.
Did you have a marijuana
no,
logo
my
on your
mom
bucket
let me
hat?
have a marijuana logo. No, but I did
Roxy
frequent.
bucket hat.
I did frequent Iguana Coast at the Wolf Chase Mall. Yeah.
I was a big PacSun girl.
Were you?
Yeah.
Hurley.
So I would wear a bucket hat, and there's always people out there waiting to make fun of you for wearing a bucket hat. Why do you think that is?
Because they don't look good in a bucket hat.
That's what I
Anyone
always
who
say.
looks remotely good in a bucket hat is going to rock with bucket hat.
Like I went through a
For sure.
toboggan phase as well.
Yeah,
I'd wear it.
interesting.
Okay, so look, you're doing it. You're judging me. All right, you're doing it
Oh,
right now. You're the one in a bucket hat. All right, I wouldn't get too confident. You're the one sitting there in a bucket hat, and people would always, if they wanted to make fun of me, if they wanted to make fun of me on social media, they would start with the bucket.
You wear a toboggan hat?
Yeah, it would be like, look at your toboggan hat. Of course, if you don't know nothing about basketball, look at your toboggan.
You wore a toboggan hat.
Right, and I was like, like, you're telling me not, like I've seen Brad Pitt in a toboggan.
Yeah. What do we call
So
the
like, what's the
hats?
problem?
Like, are they lumberjack hats?
I don't know
like
that.
the plaid hats that come down over your ears and have.
Yeah, I rock that
some
too.
fluff.
I rock that too. I got one of those.
I never had one of those.
Bennett, I
Chris has
bet you
one
got
of
a
those.
drawer full of them.
No, I never had
You
one of
look
those.
like a Bennett. It looks like your uniform should be flannel, doesn't it?
Oh, I love a flannel
Yeah,
shirt.
you
I
could
love
rock
a
the
flannel shirt.
flannel.
If you were trying to put Bennett in a uniform, you were trying to dress Bennett up to look like Bennett, it should be flannel.
Oh, I'll rock a flannel. Don't get it twisted.
If you had to cast somebody
Yeah.
for a television show
I'd
like
pick Bennett.
season 7 of Fargo, and you need to put somebody in flannel, you'd cast Bennett, I think.
Yeah,
I think I would.
I think so.
So I didn't understand
You
why.
don't wear enough flannel.
I will. I wait till it
thanks.
starts getting a little cool
Give
outside.
it a minute.
Yeah.
Give it a minute.
I'm sorry, it's still 82 degrees in October. It's
Yeah.
not really flannel weather. My bad.
I can't ever make sense of it.
So
Sometimes
sorry.
I'm cold and sometimes I'm hot. I can't ever
Are you
make
Katy
sense of it.
Perry? You're yes, then you're no.
I'm exactly like I'm a lot like Katy Perry.
Don't say that. In
I've got the eye of the
2024.
tiger.
You feel like a plastic bag
Oh,
drifting in the wind.
That's too much. You went too far with Katy Perry lyrics for me.
You know that song.
Hmm.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Oh, yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, everyone knows that song.
You know what's amazing about Katy Perry?
How many songs you know?
And you shouldn't know any of them.
Oh, that's not true.
How did she become a big star
I've dumped on Katy
outside
Perry
of?
a lot this year, but she had hits.
I know she had hits. I'm trying to make sense of it.
She did a Super Bowl. She gave us Left Shark.
Was she on the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
She was,
Left
wasn't
Shark.
she? Yeah.
But like
that's
that
right.
Eye of the Tiger song is a big hit, and that song is awful.
Yeah, I hate
No,
that song.
and you know what'll make you feel old is they like gave her that we watched the
Yes, I watched it.
VMAs a couple weeks ago,
Unfortunately,
and
I
she got
watched
like the Legacy Award. I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
And her husband, Orlando Bloom,
Yeah.
presented it to her.
Yeah.
Her new album, horrific. Maybe one of the worst of the year.
I was never a huge fan.
I don't know why anybody was. That's what I'm saying. Other than the obvious, like she looks the right way. I
She
got
did
it.
the original like shock value with "I Kissed a Girl."
That's right.
Back when like we were way less.
And then we
progressive
just,
on that stuff.
and then that's it. She was a hot girl who
And
said,
she
"I
was
kissed
she
a
was
girl."
a hot church girl.
That's
Her parents
right.
were in the church.
That's right.
So it was like very. Ooh.
So, but it starts with "I kissed a girl." Just microphones.
You're
You know
good.
how they
Thank
work.
you.
That's my bad.
We
Yeah.
actually talk about this in the break, and she still keeps.
No,
It's not my fault. This microphone is
it was not her
messed
fault. In
up.
fairness, whoever comes in this studio that doesn't do this show, like takes these microphones and slings them
Thank
around
you.
and slams them up and down on the desk. I
Thank
don't
you,
know why
thank you.
they look mangled when I come in here every time.
It's them sneak fest fellas.
It's they do they're in the other studio.
Yeah, but I heard they come over here sometimes and just mess with stuff.
Just to make us.
They take
mad.
their sneakers. They take some Air Force Ones and knock the microphones around. That's what I heard.
Scuff 'em up a bit.
That's what I heard they're doing. That's
makes
what I heard about. I think you got it exactly right.
Back to Katy Perry.
She was smoke. She was a smoke. You agree?
Sure.
I mean, you agree.
I thought like I would.
Katy Perry's hot.
She's beautiful.
Right.
Sure.
You're not attracted to her though.
No, I'm if I was kissing a girl, Katy Perry was not.
If you were
going
gonna kiss a girl, would it be Katy Perry?
No.
Who would you kiss?
I don't know. That's a good
I feel
question.
like we're going to HR.
Yeah, you're getting close.
We're back at it again.
You're straddling that
been a
line,
minute.
buddy.
Bennett,
It's been a minute.
Bennett, If you had to kiss a girl, who would you kiss?
My wife.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good answer, Bennett.
If you had to kiss a boy, one boy.
Good answer.
If you had to, like Katy Perry.
Yeah, just one boy.
You had to.
Mwah.
Katy Perry did it. She wrote a whole song about
Now
it.
kiss.
If I told you all you got to do is kiss a boy and then write a song about it, and then you can be a internationally known, critically acclaimed pop star, you would do that. So now all I'm
He's
asking.
thinking about
So
it.
all I'm asking, who is the boy?
Probably Leo.
Leo.
Probably Leo.
You're too old for Leo. He ain't
Yeah,
kissing
you're
you.
way too old.
Way too old. He sees that gray in your beard. It's
I don't know.
over
Maybe
with.
it's different for the boys.
No, he's dating an older girl now.
No, he's
She's
not.
like
Yes, he is.
28.
She's
Exactly.
26. She's 26.
That's like elderly for him. Are you
Hey, I
kidding
saw
me?
he was hooking up with Tiana Taylor the other night too in the club.
I saw that.
Woo.
He's all over the place.
He is.
He's a wild man.
I know he likes This is probably the issue you run into.
That was a good answer, though, Bennett.
This is
good job. You
this is who you.
understood
This is the issue you probably run into if you're Leonardo DiCaprio. This is what I imagine. You're into younger women, right? But then here's Tiana Taylor. What are you going to do?
It's a predicament.
It's a predicament.
It's like, oh, can I see your birth certificate?
But you don't even want to see it. You just want to pretend.
Just
let me
for one night.
Can I just pretend you're 24?
Just for a hot second.
Just for a second, because it's like it's a tough situation to be in.
Yeah. I don't know. I just looked up hottest women in the world because I was curious where this conversation goes. And I am shocked. The first that comes up is Mila Kunis.
I find her attractive.
Still? After everything that she and Ashton have gone through? You're taking away the extracurricular conversations on them.
I find her, here's what I mean by that. She's obviously physically attractive.
Okay.
You would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Bennett, you would agree with that?
Yeah, but I agree. I'm surprised that she would be the first person that pops up.
Every time I see an interview with her, she's like funny. She seems likable. She might say some things that I don't agree with, but like she comes across as like she'd be very easy to hang out with. When I see her, I go, she would be easy to hang out with.
Okay.
And then I see like the Hawk Tua girl, and I go, she would be impossible to hang out with. Right? I don't know how we would talk.
I unfortunately watched a part of an episode of Talk to the podcast.
So you're contributing.
I am unfortunately contributing to the problem. But I only watched it because Brianna Chicken Fry, now ex-girlfriend of Zach Bryan, was on the Talk to podcast last week ahead of the breakup with Zach Bryan. And I hated, like, I got sucked in, and then I hated myself so much for the position that I found myself in that I like had to go wash my hands.
I've been sucked into.
Did I sit in the airport and watch her 3-minute video in tears?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was funny.
What? Like, listen, she's heartbroken.
I also watched a video of like young boys looking at goats yesterday and laughing at that. It's a great video. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please. On one hand, she's heartbroken. I get it. We've all been there.
Oh, that video. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the original Hawk Tua video.
Oh, no.
You're talking about Brianna Chicken Fry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's heartbroken. So, you know, that's what you look like and sound like when you're heartbroken, I guess. Most of us never had the ability to like jump on Instagram in front of millions of people and talk about our broken heart.
Yeah.
And so
thankfully,
right. Because I'd like to think I wouldn't, but you know, you never know. But as I'm watching it, I was just like, oh, you're going to look back on this and realize how ridiculous you sound.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I was blindsided. It's like, well, he broke up with you a few days ago. Is he supposed to keep this a secret forever? Like, what are the rules on that?
I
don't even know the rules.
The post is weird. I do feel like if you are in a celebrity couple, there has to be a mutual agreement of
how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
I guess. I just feel like
I have lots of conspiracy theories.
Oh, God. Give me your number one.
I just think the timing's a little convenient.
Oh, what now?
Well, she had an incident.
Gonna say it.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about?
What do y'all know that I don't know?
So on her podcast, this recently, her podcast co-host's name is Grace. They've been friends forever.
Yeah.
And there was a very uncomfortable moment between the two of them where they were talking about Atlantic City. They have like an upcoming event in Atlantic City.
Okay.
And Grace seemed to want to move past the topic of Atlantic City. Like, I hope it'll be better than the last time we were in Atlantic City. And basically, like, Brianna Chicken Fry goes on to allude to that when they were like 16 years old, perhaps something really bad happened to Grace in Atlantic City.
Jesus.
And there's some very like victim shaming coded stuff going on. People have been very, very critical about it. I will say these are two girls who have been friends forever. That's the whole shtick of their podcast. And sometimes friends say things, and I can't imagine if the conversations I had with my friends were constantly being evaluated by other people. But suddenly people are like, oh, what a terrible friend. This is horrible. This podcast should end. Like, she must. And this is the second incident in the last 2 weeks because she made some comments about the Menendez brothers that people quickly popped onto as well. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, some people may think that there is a sympathy campaign purposefully being put in the direction. I love a good conspiracy theory, though. I don't care enough about these people.
Yeah, I didn't feel sorry for her. I just felt like this is the way most relationships go. Like, quite literally, this is how most relationships go.
I mean, especially when you're with a celebrity who notoriously divorced his first wife while she was deployed.
Yeah, well.
You know?
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens,
It
you know?
happens.
I'm not here to judge another man. I'm just saying, I'm unsurprised that
Right.
they didn't stay together till they're 90.
You become more surprised if they did stay together till they're 90.
If you would have said bet on it or not.
Yeah. You want to know who we never talk about anymore?
Hmm.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Because they're happy.
They're just happy.
Yeah, they're just existing.
Mm-hmm.
Just quietly happy, living their
know.
own lives.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it for them. She's back. They put up a friendship bracelet on the Superdome in New Orleans.
Mhm.
She's ready for that.
I had
6-0 on the Chiefs.
I had seen on Facebook that she was having trouble selling tickets now. That she endorsed Vice President Harris,
baloney.
but then I looked on StubHub and nope, that's not true.
I think it's fine. I see like pleas of people every day trying to like scam someone into giving them a Taylor Swift Eras ticket. They're like, oh, my child is so sad. I saw one, and if it's true, it's horrible.
Right.
Someone was like, my friend bought a ticket to the Eras tour, and her friend went behind her back, got the ticket, and sold it for profit, and only gave her friend the face value amount back. Help my friend get to the Eras tour. I'm like, is this real?
It sounds like your friend's problem.
Who's the friend?
Yeah, who
Show me
cares?
the friend.
God,
Proof of life.
Everybody can do whatever they want to do.
Uh-huh.
But I am blown away sometimes by what I see on Facebook of people like just putting their
You should
business
get on Threads.
out there. Like people just putting
Threads is even more.
I've seen people start a GoFundMe for themselves so that they can go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, why on earth
pretty wild.
should I contribute to you wanting to go to a concert?
You shouldn't.
Who should, like, who? I cringe at the idea that could even pop into somebody's head as a. I'm going to post on. I'm going to start a GoFundMe to see if I can go to see Taylor Swift. I'm going to ask my other adult friends to send me to go. That is crazy. That you could reach a point where you think this is not going to make me sound like a lunatic.
Hustle. Like if it works, congrats.
I
to
actually
you.
don't support the hustle. I think it's embarrassing, bordering on weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. You bring just the act of raising money on the internet. I remember after Chris's dad passed away, or was in the process, he had a longer than expected but relatively quick hospice stay in the hospital, and we were talking, like, should we create a GoFundMe? People kept asking how they could help. And it was like, well, should we make a GoFundMe? And we came to the conclusion, like, no, that felt really icky. Like, we're not in a position where there are expenses happening that we can't afford or figure out how to pay over time. And it felt wrong to ask for money in that situation. And I'm not trying to come down on people who ask for money, who genuinely need it. But I see so many times where I'm like, you're just asking for money for either a concert or something going on in life.
Yeah,
and
like I could draw a line between medical bills have stacked up on you.
Yes. And sometimes those medical bills are astronomically disgusting.
Funeral services.
And I would love to help with those.
Hey, we've had an unexpected death in our family.
Yeah.
We don't know how we're going to pay for this. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Just, hey, I want to go to a concert. I want to go to a really expensive concert is like...
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh, well.
People are nutty.
Should we start a GoFundMe account for you to get a bucket hat?
Who do you think you got to talk to get stuff like that?
I think we got bucket hats on the way.
I think you've got to be one of the first 10,000 fans in the building tomorrow for Grizzlies Magic.
No, we're getting a bucket hat today.
No, I think Gary
Yes.
needs to be one of the first
I know
10,000
people.
fans.
Bennett says he knows people. I'm going
Yeah.
to trust Bennett on this deal.
We're getting us a bucket hat.
I'm going to trust Bennett on this deal. So I asked Bennett earlier, because before we get the Magic in here tomorrow, it's Grizz-Rockets tonight in Houston. It's another matchup with our old pal Dillon Brooks. And I was talking to Dillon, he was talking to Bennett, and he says he thinks Dillon's just as fired up as ever to face his Grizzlies. And I sort of equated it. I was more or less wondering out loud, is it similar to a relationship where, the Grizzlies dump Dillon Brooks, just like somebody dumps somebody else. And the first time, maybe, for 6 months that might hurt, and you see them and you want to look as good as you've ever looked. And then maybe a year later, you still like stings a little, but a little less. And you look up 2 years later, and it's like, I don't even think about this anymore. It doesn't, like, I just saw you at the bar, and I don't even care. It's fine. I don't even, nothing, you don't matter. Your presence doesn't matter to me anymore. Bennett says Dillon Brooks isn't there yet and will never get there. What do you say?
I agree, because I don't think Dillon Brooks, like how he approaches the game of basketball, doesn't fit with getting over that narrative, because he uses any narrative he can, sometimes self-concocted over times, to have the additional edge in a game and to go that little bit of crazy mode that you want from Dillon Brooks. That's one of the reasons that the Rockets want him on their team. The Grizzlies loved having them, or at times loved having him here when he wasn't taking 25 shots in a game, but when he was disrupting and taking on the best player on another team, he was the epitome of the guy who you love when he's on your team and you absolutely hate when he's on someone else's. And if you don't hold on to grudges like this is my former team, then I'm not sure you're that complete of that person.
I would add one more category.
Okay.
I think he's the type of player who you sometimes love him if he's on your team, you sometimes hate him if he's on your team, and you definitely hate him if he's on the other team.
Yes.
I think that's it.
I think that's fair.
I think that's it.
I think he still thinks about it.
Do you still think about it? Do you care? On the first time the Grizzlies played the Rockets with Dillon Brooks, after Dillon Brooks left Memphis, you were focused on that.
Yes.
Everybody was.
Yes.
Are you today?
We were talking about this on my show earlier only because it feels like a reset.
Mhm.
Last year almost feels like it's getting put into a portal where it never existed, which is great.
Right.
Certainly I did. I was there.
Right.
I was there for all 41 home games. I saw 9 home wins. I saw the injury reports.
I
with my
blacked
eyes.
that out.
I think many have. So did the Grizzlies play Dillon Brooks and the Rockets last year?
I don't remember.
I don't remember Dillon Brooks making a big shot
I don't
late in the
remember
game to get the Rockets a win.
I don't remember that.
I don't recall.
I don't
as
recall
they say,
that.
you should often say. But the notion that it's Ja's first time facing Dillon Brooks and the Rockets is an added feature that I think adds intrigue. I do wish Steven Adams was playing tonight. I know he's not. I think it might be actually beneficial for Zach Edey that Steven Adams is not your backup center coming off the bench, because Steven Adams might have a gajillion and one rebounds and act as that enforcer role, and I think it would have been a little more difficult. But I would have loved to see Ja try to dunk on Steven Adams. That would have been awesome.
You mentioned Zach Edey. Obviously did not play well in the opener, fouled out in 15 minutes. It's easy after one game to say, it's only one game. Is there any emphasis on you don't want to make it two like that in a row? Because then it's not just one game. Then there's a possible pattern developing that maybe some of the things people were skeptical about are becoming hard to ignore.
This is not the way our business works.
Mhm.
So I say this knowing that.
Yeah.
I think you should have a 20-game, absolute. You have to see a rookie play 20 games before you could make definitive statements.
I don't know if the number's 20, but you're on
somewhere in
it's
there.
somewhere like that.
I don't care.
Right.
He could go out and have the exact same. He could still get in foul trouble. He could be limited. The game could look too fast for him at various points tonight, and it's not going to freak me out. I just think there has to be. We have to, as a society, we have to give patience to these things. You cannot just expect for the final product to be the first thing that you see. And that certainly applies to Zach Edey. That applies to every rookie we have seen. We will see Reed Shepherd tonight.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, a perfect example.
Go look
that
at her
we can
first 5
now
games and her last 5 games.
Immediately reference
Right.
For the rest of the season for all of these younger players.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's the point I've made. Caitlin Clark enters the WNBA, and what we know is she got so good she became first team all WNBA. She's one of the 5 best players in the world by the time the season ended. When the season began, people acted like she couldn't play in that league. It was too physical, too whatever. And she just had to get adjusted to it. I'm not suggesting Zach Edey is Caitlin Clark, because he's not. But I'm with you.
He's also not playing with the front court partner.
That's right. I'm just not going to get worried.
Until I see him with Jaren Jackson Jr.,
Right.
then I'm really not saying anything. And if anything, I think the performance of Santi from that first game is really inspiring if you're the Grizzlies, because perhaps it gives you the opportunity where you're not as uber reliant on Zach Edey early on. Could you bring him off the bench where he is facing bench bigs to kind of get his NBA feet wet as he grows into this role? And that's something that we'll see, whatever Taylor Jenkins and the staff decide rotation-wise over these next couple of weeks. But yeah, it's one game.
It's one game. And you bring up Reed Shepherd, that's a good place to focus, because that's a guy who was selected higher than Zach, who the NBA general managers in that annual survey said they believe will be the best rookie and the best rookie 3-5 years from now. And in his debut, 16 minutes off the bench, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 4 points. He did nothing.
And you immediately turn to anything that was possibly on the negative side for one of these players. So for Zach Edey, it's the game's too fast, and he was never called for any fouls. He got away with everything in college basketball, and that's not going to work in the NBA. And so you take one game where those things, show themselves, and people say, see, And with Reed Sheppard, it was his size. And so now people are saying, well, see, I always knew Reed Sheppard, he's a little small.
Right.
And when it comes to NBA defenders, Reed Sheppard isn't going to be able to find those open shots and find his spots on the court. Give him some time. Just give the man some time.
I think give it time will be fine. Last thing before I let you go, because I'm not going to talk about it in 5 more things, but there is a college football game here in Memphis tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in the state of Tennessee, and it's Vanderbilt, Texas. Sorry.
If you want to be excited about Vanderbilt, Texas.
I'm excited about
Nashville's
Vanderbilt,
going to be
Texas.
popping off tomorrow or this weekend.
Why? Because of the Titans?
No, all those Texas fans come. That's a trip you take now.
Oh, just the Texas fans.
Yeah. Like that's going to be a thing.
It'll be a party
when they play in Vanderbilt. There's going to be a ton of Texas
And if you
fans
got
making
those-
that Nashville trip.
If you got those tickets early,
Oh, yeah.
before Vanderbilt was in AP Top 25 football team,
Right.
led by Diego Pavia, you could get those tickets so cheap. Like a lot of opposing SEC fan bases will go watch their team play. Not a lot, because that stadium has been pretty empty for years and years. But I know Lang Whitaker at times has gone and seen Georgia when they play Vandy because it's dirt cheap to be able to get into those games. I don't know what the price is at this point
Right
in time.
now,
Can you tell me?
get in price for number 5 Texas at number 25 Vanderbilt, $315 tomorrow. Getting price is $118. I bet you there was a time where it was 10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you there was a time
But
where
you meant the big Memphis-Charlotte
Yeah.
game. The big Biff Poggi will be on the sidelines at the Liberty Bowl.
get in price there is $14, according to the ESPN scoreboard app. Memphis, of course, enters 6-1, 2-1 in the American. Memphis, a lone loss at Navy. Navy undefeated, now nationally ranked. It's a good Memphis football team. That seems pretty clear at this point. And yet, 11 a.m. tomorrow on the same day that the Grizzlies make their home debut, probably not going to look great. Here's my question for you. Is there anything, Ryan Silverfield, Seth Hennigan, anybody connected to that program, is there anything they can do to make anybody who doesn't already care between now and possibly going to an AAC championship game? No. I don't think so either.
There's got to be a game with massive stakes. And this is not that.
Massive stakes or...
Well, you can't say they need to play an exciting game because they did that last
No,
night.
they do that.
You can't say, well, you need star performances. They got that
They've
from the
had
running
that.
back last week. Like, you can't, I really don't know. I feel bad for them a little bit because I don't think there's anything they can do to make people care.
And there's not even a team coming in where it's like you
That's
could
right.
ruin their season.
Right, and
Like
there's
even if it's
nothing-
not a stakes for you, like Bennett said,
Yeah.
just stakes, period. Like I will be watching Boise State UNLV tonight because there are stakes.
Oh, right.
I will watch Navy Notre Dame because there are stakes.
And I don't want to keep belaboring the point, but how differently would we be talking about this if it were new Pac-12 2 years from now and 17th ranked Boise State was coming into the Liberty Bowl to play a Memphis team that's 6-1? How differently would we be talking? You would have led your show with it. I would have led
course.
my show with it, and there'd be 45,000 people there tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime that there has been games over the past 10 years, anytime there's been a game with big stakes in the Liberty Bowl or at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, there's been a good crowd.
Because I hear people say things sometimes when they're arguing against the new Pac-12. They'll say things like, well, Boise State came to Liberty Bowl last year and nobody really cared about. Well, that was not the same type. That wasn't nationally ranked Boise State. By the time people weren't excited about Memphis football at the time last season. It was just a different dynamic.
To be fair, if undefeated Navy or let's say if undefeated Army was coming to Memphis
It would feel-
late in the season,
Right.
it would. I'm not going to say fill, but I think it would be a solid crowd. It would be better than what we've seen.
Right. And the Boise State game last season, that was coming after a loss to Missouri. So they were coming off of a loss. We were back in that place where it was like, Memphis is beating bad teams, but they can't beat anybody any good. And there wasn't really any, Boise State wasn't ranked. I really don't think there's much they can do except keep winning and then head into that Tulane game with still a chance to play in the AAC title game. And then we can all get excited on that Thursday night and watch it on TV.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
It's so. Even the Liberty lost this week, right? A horrible loss. That
I was
to
very. I was
Kennesaw State.
disappointed in
The
them.
worst team in college football beat Liberty, but saved the rest of us from
Right.
having to flirt with the notion that should an undefeated Liberty team be the
Right.
highest ranked non-power conference team to make it into the college football playoff? But that's something that would have mattered, and technically still does, but it doesn't there's no feeling there as it pertains to Memphis football. And I hate that because like you said, like the fact of the matter is they're a good football team.
The team's good.
They're good.
Right.
They're going to another bowl game. No matter what, they're going to another bowl game. 11 straight. It's just there's no juice to it the rest of the way. And I promised at the beginning of the year, I said I go to one every year now, since I used to have to go to all of them for my local news working life. And I have not been to a game this season. And it's going to be hard for me to find a game to go to this season. I should have gone to the North Texas game is what I should have gone to. That was on me.
Friday, November 8th.
Am I going to go to Charlotte, Rice, or UAB?
Okay, like I'm not going tomorrow. I can already know that.
It's 11. I have a Grizzlies game.
Well,
I've got work.
Well, I mean, we got things going on. We got baseball stuff going on. So, like, I'm just not going for family reasons tomorrow.
Sure. The 8th, we have a Grizzlies game.
So, Friday night, November 8th.
Friday night. And the 16th, I'll be in New Orleans for a bachelorette party.
See?
So, I'm out.
You're out.
And I feel terrible about it. But if maybe I'd fight to go to the AAC championship game.
Well, we know Bennett's not going.
Why?
You don't get to go anywhere.
If we made it, where is the AAC championship? Or do you just do it?
It'd be hosted somewhere
it's
on
the
a campus.
number one team.
It's the number, the number one. So it wouldn't be us regardless.
So let's go to Army.
I hope it's in.
Where is Army? Where is Army?
West Point. Bennett.
Where is
Christ.
that? I mean, what state is
New York? Bennett.
Okay,
Upstate.
how am I supposed to know that?
I don't know.
Are you in America?
I thought you were American.
I love our
American of
troops.
us.
I love our troops. I didn't like.
Imagine being willing to storm the Capitol, but didn't even know where West Point is.
Not knowing your whereabouts on January 6th, but not knowing where West Point is.
I stand with our troops that are stationed all over this great world of ours.
I don't know how great the world is.
He only cares
Bennett.
about them when they leave West Point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know where West Point was. No, I didn't.
Wow.
Sorry.
Do you know where Annapolis is?
Maryland. I know that because
we
fly
actually
over it when we go to Baltimore.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I think there's a more general consensus knowledge that Navy is in Annapolis. Like Annapolis is synonymous with Navy, just like West Point is synonymous with Army.
Not to Bennett.
Well, not to Bennett.
Right.
But I think more people know that Annapolis is in Maryland than West Point is in New York.
I'm going to Annapolis like in 2 weeks.
And people would say, enjoy your trip to Maryland.
I'm going to. I've enjoyed every trip to Maryland.
I've heard it's beautiful.
Annapolis is really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It feels like you're in a different time. Feels like you're in a different time.
Time travel?
Feels like you're time traveling.
Why? What makes it feel that way?
I don't know. You just walk outside and it just seems very like old New Englandy, northeastern.
Yeah.
There's just some of that going on.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like water, because the Naval Academy's there, so it's got to have water.
Oh, that's why.
Got to have water.
That makes
sense.
Oh yeah, for the ships.
For the ships and stuff. It's you ever want to feel lazy? Just hang out on that campus. Those young people, they do more in a day than you do in a
yeah.
They
get places on time.
They don't have time to be wearing bucket
now
hats.
they're awesome at football.
Yeah, they never wear a bucket hat.
They would never
be caught dead in a bucket hat. Do you think they're going to have trouble getting more people into of course, there's problems like signing up for service, period, at this point. But they always say the young people, they have they don't care about time anymore. I was just having this conversation with someone who's like managing some interns who are always late. And no matter how many times they say, they just keep showing up late. And apparently it's taken over the youths.
The youth.
But not if you go to Navy. You better be on time.
You better be on time.
Not if you go to Air Force, not if you go to
Here's
Army.
what I think. Here's what I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think every generation is more or less the same.
So do I.
And if you focus on...
That was my argument.
If you focus on the things that you think that generation... Bennett's dying, by the way. If you focus on... We're losing Bennett. We're losing
Excuse
Bennett.
me.
Are you okay? Because we
I'm fine.
have 4 games in 6 nights, and I really can't afford a
Bennett
sniffle
really
at
is
the
sick. He
moment.
texted me yesterday. He said he was sick.
I'm fine. I'm
no,
fine.
he's not. Lang was coughing on my show.
Every single October this happens, and I feel like this for like a solid 4 weeks.
I tell you, most of the young people I meet, I'm impressed by. I'm blown
Me
away
too.
by.
I agree with that.
But
granted, I don't have to manage.
Right.
Young
so I
people.
think if you focus on I think there's some young people who are clowns, and then there's some young people who are exceptional. And if you focus on the exceptional ones, you'll be impressed. And if you focus on the clowns, you'll be depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about our youth.
The youths.
Bennett,
can you tell us where Air Force Academy is?
The Air Force Academy is I'm going to say it's in South Carolina. Am I close?
No, you could be further away.
Okay, I'm going to say that the Air Force Academy is in South Dakota.
No,
Bennett.
Still a bit far.
Still far? Wait,
Yeah.
those are two opposite ends of the Air Force is in Michigan. How am I supposed to know that?
I don't know. I grew up there, so
Colorado.
it's in Colorado.
Okay.
So I don't know if most
How
people.
the hell is any? I should have known because they were Mountain West, or they are Mountain West.
Yeah.
I should
Sure
have known
are.
that it was that area. Yeah, I mean, how's anyone supposed to know that?
Just living, just being
No, they're
alive in
not.
America.
No one knows
See, but I
that.
think
That's not some.
You're uniquely equipped to know that because of your college basketball.
Yeah.
travels,
I've been,
and
well,
you
I've been,
go to these
I've been in Colorado
places.
Springs for USA basketball.
There you go.
Right.
So that makes sense. I
Right.
grew up there. Also, knowing schools based on my upbringing in college
Right.
sports would take me there. I would be curious if the average American knows where the 3 service academies are, not what they are,
and I
but
think
where they are.
I think the average American, I'd say no. The average American, no, because I have no
but I think
confidence.
Bennett's
in,
above average, so I should say the above
I think
average.
Bennett's above average
I got
too.
1 out of 3.
I think
That's true. You are above
I think
average.
Bennett's
Excellent.
above average, and 1 out of 3 is probably above average.
Yeah,
I think most people could get one of them. I don't think most people would get all 3.
I agree.
No, because I think if you said where is the Army, they would say. I think a lot of people would say West Point, and you'd say where's West Point, and they'd be like, I don't know.
I do agree with that.
I mean, I think the one that would, I think in order you would know them this way. Annapolis, I think most people would know Annapolis. Fewer people would know West Point, and even fewer people would know Colorado Springs.
Yes, because West Point at least has like the noun of West Point.
Right, it's just like West Point.
Colorado Springs is just
it's
just Colorado
Yes,
Springs.
yeah, like
they've got the Broadmoor, the zoo, and the Air Force.
Why
Again,
Colorado?
Focus on the family.
Why, because it's the elevation.
Fly
maybe.
high, up in the sky.
Get closer, get the planes closer to the sky.
Yeah, closer.
Yeah, and they want their cadets to be able to handle the altitude, and that's probably what it is.
I guess.
Honestly, all the
That
service
is what it
academies
is.
should be
Bennett,
in Colorado.
4 minutes ago, you didn't even know this place existed.
And now he's arguing for it. I like that.
Now he knows everything about it. 4 minutes ago, didn't even know
What
it
a
existed.
January 6th-er.
Oh, man.
Never beating the allegations.
Election day's coming up, folks.
Get out and vote.
Are you gonna certify it this time, Bennett?
No.
You gonna certify it this time?
He's focused on the future.
You're focused
on the future.
That is so funny to me.
Focused on the future.
I love when they say, I'm not worried about the past. I'm just focused on the future. You look like Mark McGuire, you idiot. You nerd. All right, listen, I can't keep you in here with a bucket hat all day.
Yeah.
It's not nice to me. I feel like Chris Vernon just keeping you here all day. This is the type of thing Chris Vernon would do to somebody.
That's all right.
It's not the type of thing I would do to you in a bucket hat.
So nice of you.
All right, go walk a dog.
I'm going to.
I knew you
2.
were. That's
Every Friday.
you go walk a dog.
And then I'm going to a book sale.
They have those?
Yeah.
Where?
Friends of the Library at the Memphis Library. Every season, they do a book sale, and the books are ridiculously cheap, and you can go, and you
Love
don't
that
even have to be a
library.
member of the library. They're nice enough that you can just pop on by,
I
buy
was
some
there.
books.
I was there last week.
Yeah, so I'm going there.
Why were you at the library last week?
Get my driver's
reads.
license renewed. They
At the library?
Yeah, they have a little kiosk, and then I didn't realize that. I know we gotta go. I didn't realize that when I got my license renewed at the kiosk that they're doing the star.
ID?
Yeah, and
The
you
real
can't-
ID.
and that's not what I got. You can't do that at the kiosk.
that's
so
too
I like
bad.
screwed up.
You got a fake ID.
No, it's a real ID,
No, but they
like they're
bumped
But it's not
changing.
the real ID.
Yeah, but they bumped the real ID again.
And you can't fly apparently without a
No,
real
you
ID.
can. They changed the date again. It's changed. I think it's like a scam at this point. I
Okay.
finally got my real ID, and then there was an article or news that broke that they moved the goalpost yet again for the real ID. Do you have a real ID?
I don't think I do.
What's the point of the kiosk if you can't get a real ID there?
Bennett, I can't speak to
Get
that.
rid of the freaking kiosk.
Bennett says storm the kiosk.
Come on.
Bennett. Bennett, storm the kiosk.
Yeah.
Storm the library.
Anyway, I'm gonna go buy some books.
All right.
Nice.
Enjoy your books and enjoy your
you.
dogs. I'm gonna
And
sit
the Grizzlies tonight.
I'm gonna sit here and quiz Bennett on locations of various things.
Good.
What else could you do?
Oh, I'll kill it, dude. I actually know geography.
You just asked me if the Air Force Academy's in South
not
Carolina.
geography.
That's not
That's
geography.
location.
That's not geography.
That's American military knowledge.
Yeah, you're very low.
Ask me where something is.
Okay, you ready? Where is? I'm gonna ask you where something is. Now all of a sudden I can't think of nothing. Okay, where is? I can't think of nothing.
Just come on, anything.
Oh, stop getting cocky. Don't get cocky. Jessica, ask him where something is, then I'm
Yeah.
going to find something too.
Look up a blank map of Europe.
Oh, we're doing international. Okay.
No, I
have been to Europe.
I know
What's
you've been to
this
Europe.
big country next to Italy?
That would be.
There for the people.
Well, wait. Hang on. That's France.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's France. I've been there.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people get that wrong on TikTok.
I saw that too. I saw that that viral trend.
Okay. What's the capital of Wyoming?
The capital of Wyoming is. Damn, that's
you know
tough.
this.
The capital of Wyoming is. God. The capital of Wyoming. I can't even think of a city
It's
in
a
Wyoming.
woman's name.
Or a man's name.
It's true.
The capital of Wyoming is. I can't even think of a city in Wyoming. Like, I just know Wyoming.
I thought for sure you were
I
going to.
know
I literally
geography.
thought you were going to say Jackson. Like, immediately.
I know why. I know geography.
I don't know.
Cheyenne.
Okay.
You don't know nothing about Wyoming.
Do another one. Do one more. Just
Okay.
one more.
Okay, one more. What is the
I'll stay here all day.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What is the capital of Oregon?
Oh, you can do this.
Eugene.
No.
It's not Portland.
Witch trials.
Salem.
There you go.
Salem, Oregon. That's a trick. That's a trick question.
What was the trick, Bennett?
Because everyone thinks of Salem, Massachusetts.
Exactly what
Yeah.
was the trick that I used on you
That was a trick.
when I asked you for the capital of Oregon?
Ask me the capital of Vermont.
Montpellier.
Montpelier.
No, I got you. I got one more for you.
Okay.
I'm going to need to know from you the capital of Missouri.
Ooh. Is it?
It's a hard one.
It's not Kansas City? Is
No.
it Kansas City?
No, it's not Kansas City.
It's not St. Louis. Is it St. Louis?
No,
No.
it's not.
You don't know anything.
Those are like the two biggest cities in that stupid state.
He went from bragging about how good he is at geography. He doesn't know anything. He knows nothing. It's not even like he's getting some of them right. He's missing everything.
I don't know.
I feel like you could sit here for 30 minutes and you would never say this out loud.
Those are the only two cities I can even think of. Branson City.
No. With confidence.
What is the capital
Jefferson
of Missouri?
City.
Okay, dude. Like, that's, again, you're doing like
Don't
the
get mad at
hardest
me.
ones possible.
The hardest one's possible.
So funny.
Okay, one more.
No one knew that. No, absolutely no one knew that.
What is the capital of Montana?
Oh, come on.
The capital of Montana is. God, I mean, dude, I did not do well on this. These are the only ones you're asking me too. Is the capital cities of states?
Gary probably Googled like toughest capitals.
Yes. I can't think of a city in Montana.
You don't
Butte.
You don't even
No,
know.
but that is a city in Montana.
You don't even know about Montana.
There's like it has the city, and then there's a directional version of the city too. That might be like a West Coast thing to know.
How about this? This is also a city in Arkansas.
Forest City?
Forest City.
Eureka.
Forest City. Forest City, Montana.
Texarkana.
Batesville.
No.
Helena.
Oh, yeah.
Do they say Helena? Or is it
Helena.
Is
yeah,
it Helena?
it's Helena.
Helena, Montana.
Oh, we'll do one more.
Okay, one more
One
just
more.
for old
Give
time.
him
Okay,
a win.
all right.
Come on.
Oh my God, this is outrageous. All right.
These are hard.
Yeah, man, the hardest.
Oh, y'all are the ones looking at it. Y'all would have known.
Oh no, I'm now looking at hardest capital cities to try to find what comes up as the hardest.
I need to know the capital of New Mexico.
Albuquerque. It's not?
It's not.
Damn.
But I appreciated the rapidity of which you went.
You thought you had one? That was like you thought I...
Well, it's like a really cool, it's like a cool city. Like, it's very artsy.
Oh yeah, that'll trigger it for him. He'll go, oh yeah, the artsy city in New Mexico. My bad.
There's a lot of.
Damn.
Let's do this.
It's 2 words.
Let's do this.
It's 2 words.
Name me all the capitals you know.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Let's start with Jackson, Mississippi.
Tennessee.
Can you do Tennessee?
Yes, that'd be Nashville.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You know Nashville and you know Jackson.
Yes.
Do you know Texas?
Texas is Austin.
There you go.
Yes.
You know?
That trips people up.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Do you know? Let's try to. Do you know Arkansas?
Arkansas's Little Rock.
Georgia?
Is Atlanta? Is it not Atlanta? It's not Atlanta? It's not Atlanta. Then it's what's the
It is Atlanta.
It is Atlanta.
Isn't it?
It is Atlanta. It's gotta be.
I swear it's Atlanta.
It's gotta be Atlanta. How's it not?
It is Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
How about New Hampshire?
New Hampshire. New Hampshire. I don't know.
It's a kind of plain. Flight of the
Navigator.
Navigator, New Hampshire is the capital. Concord, Bennett.
Oh, okay.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. What was New Mexico?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Oh, damn.
Beautiful place.
Man, Bennett.
Why is it not Albuquerque?
Washington really trips people up.
Bennett, I'm glad.
Washington
trips people up.
Washington State is okay, I know it's not Seattle. It's I don't know.
Olympia.
I would have never gotten that.
Bennett, I'm glad you can produce a show.
Okay, dude, all you literally did was just the capitals of states. My geography spans way further than that. I told you I'm international.
He didn't know where France was.
What's the capital of
Don't
Peru?
ask me to sign up on a...
the capital of Peru is Lima.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I'm glad you can produce a show because you sure as shit couldn't pass 3rd grade.
That is not 3rd grade, by the way. That is high school. All right?
No, it's not. State capitals is 5th grade. That's when we learn the songs. First, you learn how to say all the states in alphabetical order.
I don't know where y'all went to school, but we were taking tests on that in high school. All right.
California, Colorado.
I'm surprised you even found the capital to storm it.
That's doesn't know the capitals except for one.
It's in Virginia, technically, right?
The capital?
Yeah. Maryland?
Oh, Bennett.
It's the goddamn capital, Bennett.
Columbia.
No, I know, but I'm saying that it's technically in what state? What do you mean?
Come on, man.
Where is Washington, D.C.?
You know those clips of like when Charles and Shaq are just saying things that don't make... This is what this is.
Okay.
This is like when they try to say... Oh.
All right. I feel like that's enough.
I gotta go walk a dog.
I feel like that's enough. When Bennett
Whatever.
When Bennett's trying to put the capital in Virginia, I feel like that's enough.
I feel like...
The capital's in the capital, Bennett.
I understand that. I understand that, but technically speaking...
Technically speaking, the capital is in the capital. Technically speaking.
It borders
Virginia and Maryland. Yes.
I mean, you can get there, sure, from Virginia or Maryland.
All right, give me another one. Give me another one real quick. Give me another one real quick.
He said I can't go out like this.
Give me another one.
He said I can't go out like this. I need to know the capital of Illinois.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I know you can do this one.
Well, it can't be Chicago.
It's not Chicago.
It should just be
Why is it never the biggest city? That's another thing.
The capital.
That's a fair question.
The capital should just be the most famous city in your state. And,
I completely and we move on.
And
with
if
it.
the most famous city in your state changes over time, then we
you
change
need
the
to change
capital.
the capital.
capital.
Yes.
I agree with this.
That's idiotic, honestly.
It's idiotic.
That's why this is so hard.
I have the giggles.
All right, I don't know.
Springfield.
Okay.
Springfield.
Give me
I don't know.
Kentucky. That's
I
right.
don't think we're going to top you putting the
Kentucky.
Capitol in Virginia or the Air Force Academy in South Carolina.
Well, that's
South
not
Dakota.
that bad because there's like military bases in South Carolina.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think there's military
But I
bases
still-
everywhere, Bennett.
I still think you're above average.
Yeah, me too. But that's
I actually
only
think
because I
you're
think so little of the American
no,
people.
I think you're exceptional.
I think
This
you're.
could happen. If you did this to me with like basic math, I would look like Bennett right now. So
yeah,
I want to
Bennett.
be clear.
You're a good sport. You're
Yes,
a good
thank
sport.
you for being a good
Thank you for
sport,
being a good
Bennett.
sport.
What's the longest river in the United States of America?
Is the Mississippi? I mean, it goes from bottom to top.
I think it's the Missouri. I don't know. The chat asked it.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it's the
I
Mississippi.
think at this point it doesn't matter.
It's the Missouri.
I think it probably doesn't matter much.
Yeah, whatever.
What's
All
the
right.
longest river in the world? You can do this one.
Was it the Amazon?
Isn't it the?
Or I mean, no.
It's the Nile.
Oh, okay. That's bad. How? I mean, come on.
I want to be clear. I couldn't get half this stuff right either. I just think it's hilarious that you're getting none of it.
I mean, I had a good guess.
It was a good guess.
I think mine was the second longest.
Okay, what's the longest mountain range in the world?
Is it the Andes?
No, those are little chocolate mints.
No. The Andes are. I think the Rockies are longer than the Andes.
Bennett, do you live on Earth?
I sometimes.
No, you were right. The longest mountain range is the Andes.
All right,
We got
Bennett,
him
boom,
right.
End it.
boom.
Shut it down.
Bennett
Rockies are
Doyle,
third.
mountain expert.
We are back.
Mountain expert.
Big mountain guy. It's
Big
the,
mountain
it's the
guy.
plaid.
Yeah.
It fits with the plaid.
He's a big mountain guy.
Yeah.
He's a big mountain guy. He ain't really up to date on the capitals, but he knows his mountain ranges.
That's good.
I do got to study those capitals, man. I used to be good at that.
I don't know.
I honestly opened that up to myself because I was like, I'm about to like really show them something. I realized I forgot all of it.
Oh man,
That was
that's
great.
like
Thank you
showing
for
that's
the
like showing up at
laughs.
baseball tryouts and then forgetting that you don't know how to catch.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You know,
that was good.
that's a tough deal.
That was a good
Jessica,
laugh.
go walk your dogs.
Thanks.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks.
And if you're ever looking for the Air Force Academy, look this way, not this way.
Yeah.
Because it ain't in South Carolina.
Great golf course at the Air Force Academy.
Great
Public
golf courses in South Carolina too.
That
That's
is
one
true.
thing they have in common.
It's true.
All right, when we come back, Game 1 of the World Series. It's tonight. Dodgers, Yankees out in L.A. Most expensive World Series we've ever seen. We'll talk about it next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Springfield, Missouri.
John Cena was spilling life lessons on this stream, bro. So the best thing I watched all week, John Cena on the Cassinet stream. By the way, he stole your hairdo. You got to make a phone call.
I was about to say, you showed me a little bit of this clip because I saw the messy room, and the only thing I could see is John Cena's hair. I mean, come on, bro.
he stole your bar.
It's
he stole
literally identical.
He stole your flow, bar for bar, word for word.
How is mine more gray than his, though?
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
You know, we got to talk about Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie has inked that contract, and he is now officially off the two-way. He is a member of the regular rotation.
Well deserved, from my opinion. Like, he straight up earned this one from all the time put in last season with the injuries to Summer League.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Hot Wheels fans, don't miss the exciting return of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party at FedEx Forum. Don't miss the world premiere of Scalosaurus. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Gungster, Bone Shaker, and the legendary Bigfoot. Plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And save up to 50% on kids' tickets. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience at FedEx Forum, November 2nd and 3rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
At Southland Casino Hotel, it's time to work hard, play hard with our $500,000 giveaway. Earn entries October through November 9th and take home free play and amazing prizes on select Saturdays, including a big rig. Stay connected on social media for weekly drawing clues. Join us November 9th for the grand finale drawing where you could drive off in a four-wheeler, side-by-side, or big rig. Work hard and play harder at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Game 1 of what is being described as a, quote, Dream World Series is scheduled for tonight in Los Angeles inside Dodger Stadium. It's the American League champion Yankees against the National League champion Dodgers. And the average ticket price is the most expensive average ticket price in the history of the World Series for any game.
LA, not the capital of California. That'd be Sacramento.
Oh, man. Look at you. Look at you. All he needed was a commercial break. Mm-hmm. What do you think the average ticket price is for tonight?
I'm going to say it's at least $1,000 to get in.
$1,703 is your average ticket price.
It's steep.
Just to get in, it's a little less than $1,000 a ticket. That's for the worst seat. Your average ticket price tonight, $1,700. That is breaking the record set by your 2016 World Series. That was Cleveland and Chicago. That, of course, is when the Cubs broke their more than a century-long streak of 0 World Series titles. So it's obvious why that one was so expensive. You've got an entire nation of Cub fans wanting to witness history.
Right.
This one, why is it so expensive? Los Angeles, New York, Shohei, Aaron Judge. You've got the 2 biggest markets in America, the 2 probably most high-profile teams, and then the 2 biggest stars in the sport. Aaron Judge, soon to be American League MVP again. Shohei Ohtani, about to be a first-time National League MVP to go with his 3-time American League MVP. Like, this really does. Jeff Passan made the point earlier in the week. We will never have to wonder what is the ceiling for baseball now, like in terms of television ratings. Mm-hmm. Like, how many people will actually watch baseball if you make it as good as it can be? Where's the ceiling? Like, for the WNBA, if you were talking about this, you would say, like, if we were trying to maximize what the WNBA finals could be, what does that look like? And it would obviously start with, well, you got to have Caitlin Clark. And then let's figure out the rest of it. Is it the Aces with Asia Wilson? Is it the Liberty, with 3 stars and they're coming off a tie? Like, whatever that is. But in baseball, if you were trying to maximize it, like in the NCAA tournament basketball, if you told my bosses at CBS right now they could have Duke and Kentucky in the championship game every year, they would take that every year. Every year. In baseball, this is it. This is what you would, if you could design it. If we were trying to see what is the biggest audience we can get for a World Series, what would that look like? It would look like the Yankees and the Dodgers with the 2 MVPs. That's what 2, and not just like 2 MVP, 2 big, strong, home run hitting MVPs. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So whatever number they get tonight, you're going to know this is about as good as you could do.
I think it'll be big too. Friday night, you're going against a decent college football game, but I don't think that matters.
No, tonight, game 1, you ready? Game 1 will be bigger than game 2.
When's game 2, Saturday or Sunday?
I think it's Saturday. So you go game 2, you're going to be going up against college football.
Yeah.
Game 3, you're back in New York, but you're going up against Monday Night Football. Game 4 set for next Wednesday. That one would be big because you're out of the NFL window. You don't have big-time college football. Game 5 Friday, if you have that, would be big for the same reasons tonight would be big. And then, I guess Game 6 would be next Friday. And that would be big for the same reasons. But then if we get a Game 7, that's next Saturday night, and that would be up against college football. But Game 1 tonight, like the runway's pretty much clear for you.
Yeah.
You got some NBA, but for the most part.
No, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited to watch.
Jack Flaherty getting the start for the Dodgers, Garrett Cole for the Yankees. The Flaherty thing is awesome. He's from LA. I imagine you're growing up as a baseball player in Los Angeles. You actually have a dream about what would it be like to pitch Game 1 of the World Series here in my hometown inside Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Imagine growing up playing basketball in Memphis and suddenly you're starting for the Grizzlies in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. That's what Jack Flaherty gets to do tonight.
Yep.
If you remember, in Game 1 against the Mets in the NLCS, he was really good. When he came back for, I guess it was Game 5, his velocity was down 2 miles per hour on average on his fastball, and they have admitted they're concerned about that heading into this game because it's deep in October. No pitcher is used to pitching this deep into the calendar. So you start dealing with tired arms, and they have acknowledged, he doesn't need to be living at 93, 94 to be effective, but he was living at 93, 94 in Game 1, and he was closer to 91, 92 in Game 5. If that pattern continues, it's obviously problematic, and you can see the Yankees jump on him pretty quickly. But still, just on a very human, basic level, it's a young man who grew up in L.A., and tonight with his friends and family and everybody else in attendance is going to start Game 1 of the World Series in his hometown. Pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, that is cool. I was talking to my friend who lives in L.A., and I told Lang this the other day. They've been getting alerts saying that traffic is going to be an absolute nightmare today in LA because you've got Game 1 of the World Series, you got Lakers, Suns, and you've got a USC home game as well, all today.
Well, the good news is most of this stuff is, I think Jess would know better than I, but Dodger Stadium is...
They're all different areas, yeah.
USC, that may be kind of closer to Crypto.com, but whatever.
That's probably true.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with LA. Traffic's always...
It's always bad.
It's always bad.
So when you're getting alerts saying it's going to be worse than normal, yeah.
It's always bad. The thing about LA, in Memphis, I know about how long it's going to take me to get anywhere at any time of day. In LA, it could take you 20 minutes or 2 hours, and you don't really know why. You'll just be stopped on the interstate. You don't know why. It's not clear to you why. So it's always bad. Today's going to be worse.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I know baseball isn't everybody's favorite sport, but the World Series is still the World Series to me. And I've seen a lot of this. People bothered by the idea that it's the Dodgers and the Yankees. Big market, big spending clubs. Anybody can spend.
That's what I'm in the exact same spot. When I hear that argument, I'm sitting here saying, the Orioles should go spend money. Right. You know what I mean? Do
you realize?
Look how you can get there.
I think this gets lost sometimes because you talk about big market teams and small market teams. You know what? The one thing big market teams and small market teams all have in common? They're all owned by billionaires.
Right.
Okay? All of them are owned by billionaires. There is not a Major League Baseball franchise that if they wanted to have a payroll comparable to the Yankees or Dodgers, they could do it. They might lose money, in the business model, but they wouldn't go broke.
Right.
The Padres tried this a few years ago. I've always thought it would be interesting if somebody took the different approach. The Padres kind of tried it. The argument that small market baseball teams always make is we can't spend like that because we won't make the money. And they already just decide we can't spend like that because we can't make it back. What if somebody ever decided, let's spend like that and see if we can make it back?
Yeah.
Let's see if people will respond to what we're doing. Let's put the compelling, expensive product on the field, and then if they don't come, then we can always look back at our fans and say, we tried to spend like them, and we were winning, and you guys didn't show up.
Right.
And so, like, we can't do it anymore, but we tried it. You just weren't there for us. But in baseball, so many franchises don't even try.
Pittsburgh won.
Cincinnati. There's no floors. There's no ceiling floor.
Right.
You don't have to spend money. There's nothing making these owners spend money. So about a quarter of them don't even try.
Right.
So I don't get offended when it's the Dodgers and Yankees. I go, they're the ones trying the hardest, and this is the reward for it. I know they have inherent advantages being in those markets and those
brands. Yeah,
I got it. And just those cable packages and
Sure.
like, local television packages, all that. I got it. I understand. They have crazy advantages. But, the Mets used to operate like a small market team. Then they got a super rich owner, and now they act like the Dodgers and Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
He just decided, I'm going to spend on this. Other owners could if they want to. They just don't. So I'm not going to be mad at the Yankees and Dodgers for being ambitious. I just wish more franchises were. I'm glad mine is. Game 1 tonight, 7 o'clock. It's on Fox.
Number 3.
So an ex-Clippers staffer is suing the NBA franchise in a case that is tied to the health of Kawhi Leonard. You sent me this story. Did you read it?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. The gist of it is this is a guy who worked at San Diego State when Kawhi Leonard was at San Diego State.
Yeah.
Continued working both with Kawhi but at San Diego State. As he tells the story, when Kawhi was in Toronto, still under contract with the Raptors, the Clippers started reaching out to him, wanting background on Kawhi's health, his knee, but also just like, we know you're tight with Kawhi. You have influence over Kawhi. If Kawhi were to sign here, you'd have a job here too. As you know, Kawhi ended up signing with the Clippers. This person took a job with the Clippers, and as he tells the story, was very quickly sort of shoved to the side. It sounds a little bit like Tubby Smith hiring Keelan Lawson and then just pushing him over here and saying, just stay over there. You're not a real coach, but we'll keep you on staff because that's what we got to do. But just stay over there. Don't bother us. It sounds like the Clippers did that to this guy. They used him to help get Kawhi and then just put him over there in the corner. He didn't like that, but he also accuses them of mishandling Kawhi's health, saying that he had recommendations for them, particularly after he tore an ACL, that they just didn't adhere to. And he feels like, I know this might sound crazy to basketball fans, but he feels like they rushed Kawhi back as opposed to let him heal properly. Anyway, whatever. Where this is going to get complicated for the Clippers is Lawrence Frank stood up at the introductory press conference for Kawhi Leonard because there was rumors that they had been doing some stuff they weren't supposed to do. Like even back then, I can remember hearing things about, and Kawhi's people are asking for private planes, and that gets into violation of the CBA, but there were a lot of rumors about maybe this wasn't just simply they put a contract on the table and he took it. So much so that Lawrence Frank came out and said, we didn't talk to Kawhi or any of his people until he was a free agent, and we do this the right way and the right way. Well, this guy's saying, no. I met with you in February when he was still under contract with another NBA franchise. And not only were you telling me your plans to get him, but you were telling me I'll have a job here too if I can help you get him. This might be cost Lawrence Frank his job. If this guy has any record whatsoever of him being somewhere with Lawrence Frank in February of that year, that's game, set, match for Lawrence Frank. He'll be done. And the Clippers franchise will be punished as well. So it's just a whole messy thing. And it's just a reminder of how nothing about the whole Kawhi Leonard Clippers experiment has worked.
No, it's been bad
from
the start.
It's just been a disaster from the start, one injury after another. And now it might result in a scandal that could cost your franchise in ways that you couldn't even imagine when you were dreaming of championships in this brand new arena that just opened.
Number 3.
James Wiseman, it's now official. Ruptured Achilles, out for the year after just one game with the Pacers. This is year 5 in the NBA for him.
He's
6 years since leaving the University of Memphis. And it's growing increasingly clear it's just not going to happen for him. He's going to go down in history as one of the biggest bust.
He's number 2, right? Number
He's
2
the number
overall
2
to the
pick.
Warriors. Man, I hated seeing that because I felt like he had kind of maybe landed in a decent spot in Indiana. I mean, like Detroit, I mean, come on. Like that situation's been disastrous for a long time. It obviously did not work out with the Warriors. Like we all saw that. I thought that maybe he might have a chance in Indiana to maybe get something going, but I mean, this is an injury that's really hard to come back from.
I mean, he's still only 23.
That's true.
But he's left Memphis 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He missed his entire second year, and now he's going to miss this entire season as well. And when he's been on the court, he's never been anything but somebody you're putting on the court just to try to see if they can become something. He's never been on the court because of what he is. It's just still people trying to see if they can tap into the stuff that made him once upon a time the number 1 ranked high school player in America. But it's just not happening. And when you have been in Golden State, Detroit, and now Indianapolis, and just wherever you're at, it's not working for you. Now you're coming off of, I mean, he won't be back from this for a year and a half.
Right. I gotta be surprised if he's ready for the start of next season.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Right? Probably not. So it just stinks, you know. I don't obviously think this has anything to do with the way his time at Memphis ended. But I do think that was a sign of, like, not good stuff with the benefit of hindsight. I know it got a lot of attention at the time because everybody else was like, James Wiseman is leaving Memphis to prepare for the NBA draft. And it's like, you don't have to leave Memphis to prepare for the NBA draft. Let's say what he did. James Wiseman quit his basketball team the week before Christmas. Like, people tried to make it sound like it wasn't what it was. Well, you know, he's just preparing for the draft. Well, then why wouldn't Zion Williamson just quit Duke and prepare for the draft?
Right.
You know, why wouldn't Cooper Flagg 3 weeks into the season just quit Duke? Yeah, you know, I'm already locked into the number 1 spot. Why not just quit Duke and prepare for the NBA? Because you don't have to quit anything to prepare for the NBA draft. It doesn't make any sense. He quit. He quit his team. I thought that was a red flag then, and I do think missing that year of not just play but competition, structure, hindered the start of his NBA career. And I don't think it caused him to have a ruptured Achilles in October 2024, but I don't think quitting Memphis when he quit Memphis helped him in any way whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, the last time he was a meaningful basketball player, you ready for this? East High School.
Damn.
Last time he was a meaningful basketball player was East High School. That was a long time ago.
I think, too, like going to that in hindsight is like the worst place he could have gone, Golden State. Going to, because typically when you're getting drafted that high, you're going to a bad team. You have time for development. In that situation, there was no development. It was like, we need you to be a day 1 starter because we need a starting center. And they had to move on quickly because they still want to win championships.
Right.
So that was a bad spot for him to get drafted.
I think you're right. Like, on the surface, it looked like, oh, wow, how awesome, go play with Steph. But, like, if you can't play with them, they got to move on.
Yeah, if you can't play immediately,
they got to move on.
Yeah.
And he wasn't ready. After missing a year of basketball at Memphis, he just wasn't ready for that. Anyway, tough stuff. Wish him luck. Hope surgery goes well and rehab goes well. And he's the comeback player of the year someday in the NBA. That's what I'd like to see. But
me too.
I don't know that I'm expecting that at this point.
Number 4.
Lil Durk's in jail.
What's going on?
Man, Bennett.
What's going on?
Free Durk.
Where's he in jail?
Florida. He was apprehended in Florida. There's Durk. This is crazy. He's been arrested in a murder for hire plot.
Is that Jacksonville? Jacksonville? No.
Calm down. You can Google it.
Okay.
Lil Durk, Chicago rapper.
Yes.
This is a lot like the stuff we just went through with Gotti and his brother and Dolph. You remember that, right?
Tallahassee. I mean, what? Why are all these freaking capital cities like the least important city in the state? That's something that needs to be talked about. I'm sorry to rehash that.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
go ahead.
We're going to figure this out. It's a lot like what we just went through with Dolph and Gotti and his brother, and it was like, you put a hit on Dolph, so they go get Dolph, and now who's responsible for that? The streets say it's Gotti's brother. Let's go get Gotti's brother. And now, next thing you know, we got multiple millionaires dead and 2 other guys in jail for the rest of life, and just what are we doing?
Right.
Kids growing up without dads. Like, what? This is like Chicago's version of this. Like King Von got. I know that all sounds, but like this is a real person, like a real successful person who was like, had made it. Pop. He's done. So you try to figure out who's responsible for that. They go, okay, well, we got to go get him. End up not shooting him. It's another rapper, Quando Rondo. They end up not getting him, but they kill his cousin. And then now Durk and some of his associates are charged in a murder for hire. Like, this is serious stuff. And it's just like when you were born where Dolph is born, Gotti's born, Durk's born. Like, the odds are stacked against you anyway. And then you're so uniquely gifted that you make it. And then still, like, this is where we end up. Like, imagine in any other genre of music, if this is what we were talking about. I think because it's hip hop, sometimes we're just like, oh yeah, Biggie and Pac, and this is just the way it is. It's the way it's always been, I guess, but it doesn't make it any less crazy. Like, what if I was telling you a story right now about how they just arrested Jelly Roll because he had put out a hit on Morgan Wallen, and instead of getting Morgan Wallen, they got Morgan Wallen's cousin on accident. And you'd be like, well, why did Jelly Roll want to kill Morgan Wallen? And I'd say, well, because, Jesus, Bennett, you not followed it? Because Jelly Roll was tight with Luke Bryan, and Morgan Wallen had put out a hit on Luke Bryan. You'd be like, what are we talking about?
Right.
What? But that's what we're talking about. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, it is.
I think it's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to add.
I think it's time to calm down a little bit.
I think it's time to calm down, too.
I think it's time to calm down a little bit. What do I know,
Yeah, what do I know?
What do I know? But it's just... If I were in charge, I'd want to calm down a little bit, I'd want to calm it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I'm not in charge. Either way, I'll joke, I don't even know what to say. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy to me. Like, these are real people, like real successful people who have nicer houses than us and nicer cars than us and like bigger bank accounts than us. And like, it's just still, this is part of their lives as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Sad.
It is sad, Bennett.
Sad situation.
It is sad. Free Durk, as long as he should be freed. I never really know who to free and who not to free, but I'm sure that's out there somewhere. Free Durk. So
I'm sure there's a shirt.
Free Durk. Okay, I guess.
Number 5.
Rest in peace, Amir Abdur-Rahim.
Dude, this was really sad to see. Like, just crazy.
43 years old. If you're a Memphis fan, you might be familiar with him because he was the coach at South Florida. He's the reigning AAC Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Most famously was at Kennesaw State. I guess most famously is the brother of Grizz legend Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Got into coaching, was the head coach at Kennesaw State. In year 1, they went 1-28 and 0-16 in the Atlantic Sun. By year 4, he had flipped it around. 26-9, 15-3 in the league. Went to the NCAA tournament. Had a pretty memorable press conference afterwards. Takes the South Florida job. Year before he gets to South Florida, they go 14-18, 7-11 in the AAC. Last season, year 1 at USF, 25-8 overall, 16-2 in the league. They win the conference. So Amir Abdur-Rahim was the head coach at South Florida for 1 season, and he is the only head coach to ever win a conference regular season championship in men's basketball at South Florida. Not Seth Greenberg, not Brian Gregory, nobody else has ever done it except for him. Real rising star in the business. After they went to the tournament at Kennesaw State, they lose to Xavier, I guess, in the first round. And it's one of those deals where then, like, for the Sweet 16, we bring in a coach into studio, CBS Sports Network, and Amir came in, sat with us, spent a day with us, maybe 2. And I knew him before that, but got to really, when you're in studio, you're on TV for about 3 minutes at a time, 4 minutes at a time.
Yeah, but you're there all day.
You're there all day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sitting around time. So, how many kids you got? You get into those conversations, right? And I just remember being incredibly impressed by him. Married man, husband, a father of 3. Obviously, he's a wonderful basketball coach. He did unprecedented things at Kennesaw State, then did unprecedented things at South Florida. If you do unprecedented things at 2 different places, you're good at what you do. He's a great basketball coach. I had always talked about him this way. Like, that's a guy, regardless of what he does, like, that's who I'd like to live next door to. If he had a 7-year-old son who played baseball, that's the guy I would like to sit in the bleachers next to and watch our kids play baseball together. He was just an impressive guy, like, made of the right stuff. And I'm sure more details will come out when the family is comfortable with that. But what is already publicly known is that he went into a hospital to have a procedure done, 43 years old. The complications from the procedure. And he did not survive. Gone at 43.
Damn, man.
With 3 children, young children. Now got to grow up without their father. It's just heartbreaking. Like, when I got the phone call yesterday, I was like, what? It's weird because he had just come up, like, in a casual conversation. Obviously, when, there's another unusual headline connected to Memphis basketball, you get the normal text you get from people and, like, what's going on at Memphis? And every once in a while you get into a conversation, somebody will say, hey, I hope Penny kills it this year. But, like, if he doesn't, and this academic fraud stuff, and, like, if it goes sideways, and if for whatever reason Memphis needed to make a coaching change, where would they even look? And I swear to God, like, as recently as 2 weeks ago, within the past 2 weeks, somebody asked me that question. And I said the first call I'd probably make is Amir Abdur-Rahim. He's sharp. He would already know the league. He's like, that's where I'd probably look first. I told a Memphis booster that within the past 2 weeks, nobody wants to make a change. The hope is that Penny wins every game, wins the national championship, and everything's great. But if you ever get to a point where you need to make a change, that's a good place to look. And then I don't really know what to add. Like, yesterday I was traveling home and somebody's like, are you going to write a column? Like, I don't know what to say other than it's just sad. Like,
man.
He was an impressive guy, and this sucks. I don't know what else to say beyond that. So I guess we'll just leave it there. That was an impressive guy, and this sucks. Be back with GP's Carryout.
How much have you added weight since you were here?
Bro, I think I was like 20?
Ricky,
like
you were
40 pounds.
You
I'm
were
like 265.
You 265 right now?
In between that and like 273, I'm floating in there.
You have looked at a scale and it said 273.
With shoes on, but still.
Too little.
That's not phone posits either, right?
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Congratulations to the Vanderbilt Commodores. They have actually hit the over on their win total for the season. Winning number 3. Their total was 2.5.
Hey, listen. If I had told you Vanderbilt was going to hit the over on their win total against Alabama, you guys would have kicked me off the show.
Crazy. Absolutely insane.
I tried to argue that they were going to be bowl eligible.
And I said that was good. And they still might not be.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
Back to Jaren for the flash.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane 3. Yes, sir. Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio on this Friday afternoon. Let's wrap. It's not afternoon yet, but it'll be soon. Either way, let's wrap it up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
Whole bunch of stuff, but I think the most important thing is maybe we need to brush up on our state capitals before we start challenging ourselves publicly.
I mean, I walked into that one.
I just found something for you, and I put it in my cart here on Amazon.
Yeah.
It says, "States and Capitals, United We Stand." It's the follow-up title to the best-selling Bachelor History U.S. Presidents. It's a unique and comprehensive guide to 50 states, plus D.C. and the 6 territories. And it's a way to teach children how to learn.
Look.
All right, I'll buy it for you right now.
I don't want it.
It's $9.99, and I'm happy to. I'll buy it.
That's okay.
I'll come out of my own pocket.
I don't need it. When I took the test back in high school, first off, JB was like, "We learned this in elementary school." No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We took that test in high school on being able to name all the capitals of the states. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned it pretty quickly with flashcards. So I'm gonna go home, get some flashcards. I'm gonna think over the weekend. I'm gonna get my mind right, and then I'm gonna come back in here on Monday and try to name some state capitals.
Oh, you want a pop quiz on Monday?
I'll take a pop quiz on Monday and redeem myself. Yeah. Now, also in fairness, I asked for geography and you only did state capital questions. Like that was it. That was all I got.
Also in fairness, you thought the capital was in Virginia.
I mean, it's complicated.
It's not.
I understand it's its own little entity.
It's a little thing.
I get that.
You
but
didn't seem to get that.
But like if we're being real, it's in Virginia.
If we're being real, it's
like the land that it's in, it's technically like Virginia.
I can understand how you could be a little confused.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but not. What I can't understand is how you were as confused as you were. I can understand you being a little confused, but as confused as you were, that was baffling.
Like what's it say on like when you're sending mail there? Like what's it say? Washington?
I would think you would just put Washington D.C. They'll figure it out. Okay. I think they'll figure it out. I don't think I would go with Washington though. Mm-hmm. I think I would go with Washington D.C. and then put some numbers after it, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
I have questions. That's all.
I know. It's only $9.99. I'm gonna get you this book.
Okay.
All right.
What's today's biggest game?
Okay, since we already talked World Series, let's go college football. 9:30, CBS Sports Network. Number 17, Boise State. We could have been in a league with them, Bennett.
But yes, we could.
We didn't have no money, though, so they just said, no, never mind. We'll just stay over here with Charlotte. Rice. Boise State, it's ranked 17th in the country. They're at Allegiant Stadium tonight playing UNLV. Combined record of two teams, 11-2. It's a Mountain West showdown.
It is that.
Boise State is a 3.5-point favorite on the road. The total is 63.5. How are you going to act? And I need to know because you ain't been doing so great lately. You can't win.
I knew it was funny business last night. I knew it was funny business last night with that Thursday night football game. Like, Matt Stafford has not been good all season, but he got his 2 receivers back last night and throws 4 touchdown passes. Yep. I should have freaking seen that. Like, that was on me. I should have known.
I know.
I should have known that one.
I know.
What is my record?
155, 159, and 4. You're negative 21.4 units. You got it down to like 14 at one point. Negative 14, but still 14. Now it's negative 21.4. You're heading the wrong direction.
I think I'm gonna take UNLV
at home.
Yeah.
Inside Allegiant Stadium.
I think I'm gonna take UNLV.
Okay, I'm not gonna try to stop you. Bennett Doyle.
I think we'll have a close game. I like the half point. I'll go UNLV.
Bennett says take UNLV plus the 3.5. Kick tonight 9:30. CBS Sports Network.
What are we watching on TV?
WWE SmackDown.
Okay.
Live from Barclays Center in Brooklyn tonight.
What's going on?
Cody Rhodes and Gunther gonna face off. You know they're headed for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I get it.
You don't care.
No one cares. Everyone cares about the bloodline, bro. Nobody cares about this Cody Gunther story.
Do you see what the bloodline did on Monday night?
Man, they're out of control.
They're out of control.
They are out of control.
Tamatonga, Tongaloa. Jacob Fatu is a problem.
Jacob Fatu is a massive, massive problem. Yes. X Factor, like I like to call him.
We're headed for Survivor Series War Games next month, and all indications are that we will get a showdown. It'll be the bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tamatonga, and Tongaloa. I like that their names are Tamatonga and Tongaloa.
I do too.
I don't even know what it means. I just like it.
I do too.
That's the bloodline.
Yep.
Against Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and who else?
Sami Zayn. It's got to be. It's got to be Sammy.
I like that.
Who else would it be?
It could be Cody.
No, that's silly. That's silly. Don't do that. Do like the story. Do the bloodline story.
Bring Sami Zayn back.
Bring Sammy back. That'd be fun.
Honorary Oos.
Did you see the?
He's an honorary Oos.
He's an honorary Oos. Did you see the video of Roman when somebody asked him, like, how do you get so fit? How do you stay like that? And he goes, it was him eating just like a plain chicken breast with broccoli, and he showed it to the camera, and he goes, you just have to be miserable your entire life until you're just used to the misery and you embrace it. I was like, damn, I could never do that.
Would you be miserable to look like Roman Reigns?
No. Evidence being I don't. I like if I could do it, I would do it.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying. All you have to do is be miserable. See, I'm already miserable when I look like me. I'd rather
right.
Like if you I'll be miserable to look like Roman Reigns. I'm miserable anyway.
I mean, obviously you'd have to work out a ton. But I don't know. I like a treat. I enjoy a little treat.
I like treats too.
I enjoy a little treat, man.
I had a treat. I already had one treat today.
Yeah, like last night, my wife had an event. Me and the boys had pizza for dinner.
Yeah.
Like I can't sacrifice that to look like Roman Reigns.
But wouldn't it be something to look like Roman Reigns?
It would be incredible. At this point in my life, I just don't think it's something that I can achieve. So
I wouldn't mind looking like Roman Reigns.
I'm just gonna enjoy my pizza and I'll admire Roman from afar.
Me
but
too.
I respect it. When I saw it, I was like, I respect that.
I respect it too. So Roman Reigns is expected to be at Barclays Center tonight, 7 o'clock. Going to do it on USA Network.
What's the best thing we've read?
Did 5 coaches on the hot seat over at CBSSports.com. It published here about an hour or so ago. Mike Woodson from Indiana's on it. Your old friend Johnny Dawkins at UCF. Porter Moser at Oklahoma, Kyle Neptune at Villanova, and Mike Young at Virginia Tech. Those are 5 men that if they don't have good seasons this season, it'll probably be their last. You can read that at CBSSports.com.
What's on tap next week?
Well, on Monday, hopefully on Monday morning, we're talking about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s debut with the 2024-25 Grizzlies. And then
I feel good about it.
I do too.
Seeing that doubtful designation,
I think we're going to see a doubtful tonight and a probable tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a probable pop-up tomorrow.
I think so too.
So hopefully on Monday morning we're talking about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s debut.
Yep.
Triumphant debut. And on Monday night, then we got
a game that night.
Grizz Bulls.
Yep.
Inside FedEx Forum.
We got a lot of home games coming up. We'll be we got Saturday home opener and then Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. So get your tickets. 888-HOOP.
888-HOOP. It's a good time to be alive.
Yes, it is.
Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy mine. Be back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.